A single joke on Saturday Night Live is rarely more than a blip on Hollywood's radar, but this time, it tore through the industry like a wildfire, dragging Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and even SNL's own Colin Jost into the center of a legal and personal storm. Rumors are swirling that Blake is filing an $80 million lawsuit, claiming that an offhand remark on live television humiliated her in front of millions. How could one comedic jab trigger such seismic repercussions? And why are fans now questioning the very image that once made Blake Lively seem untouchable? Buckle up, because what looked like a run-of-the-mill joke has cracked open a deeper rift, and no one in Hollywood can escape the fallout. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. In a recent SNL segment, the Weekend Update team fired off its usual banter and lighthearted potshots at celebrity culture. But then came the line that set tongues wagging, a pointed remark about Blake Lively's career and a certain co-star who supposedly wanted to work with her again.
Just like Justin Baldoni saying, "I'd love to work with Blake again."
Delivered with that trademark deadpan style, the joke seemed to slice deeper than any typical skit. Moments later, social media lit up with speculation. Was this a dig at Blake's personal life? Did it hint at cracks in her marriage to Ryan Reynolds? And most importantly, had SNL just fanned the flames of a behind-the-scenes legal battle that was already quietly brewing? Some viewers laughed in the moment, catching the comedic timing without realizing the bigger context. Others sensed the tension in the studio audience. A few seconds of awkward laughter, then a pregnant pause, and you could practically see the headlines forming. All at once, Blake Lively's carefully guarded public persona was thrust into the glare of trending hashtags and viral memes. She'd spent years crafting an image as a gracious, relatable star who could do no wrong. Now, late-night TV had casually thrown that image into question. For people outside Hollywood, it's easy to miss the intricate web of relationships connecting big-name celebrities. But if you look closely at this SNL moment, it's a perfect storm of entangled histories. Blake Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, shares his own complicated links to the show, having hosted and cameoed multiple times over the years. Then there's the fact that Colin Jost is married to Scarlett Johansson, Ryan's high-profile ex. Add to that the whispers of Justin Baldoni, an actor rumored to have had past tension or unfinished business with Blake, and you've got a recipe for a meltdown. Why did SNL choose that precise joke? Some speculate that it was a subtle dig, referencing not just Blake's professional relationships, but also a swirl of private rumors. Others claim it might have been an offhand remark that was never meant to blow up. Regardless of intent, the result was the same: a spotlight thrown onto long-buried resentments, alleged infidelities, and a suspicion that maybe the Blake-Ryan marriage wasn't as picture-perfect as social media suggested. By morning, fans on Twitter and Instagram were dissecting each frame of the SNL clip like amateur detectives, convinced they could spot tension in Ryan's forced smile. Within days, outlets began reporting that Blake Lively was preparing, or had already filed, an $80 million lawsuit against Saturday Night Live. Her claim that the show's jokes, particularly one insinuation about her dealings with Justin, damaged her reputation on a massive scale, humiliating her in front of an audience of millions. The numbers seemed staggering, even by Hollywood standards, and raised questions. Was this a genuine legal crusade or a calculated PR move? Insiders leaked rumors of private correspondences and hush-hush negotiations. Allegedly, SNL's team was blindsided, having believed the sketch was just harmless fun. Blake, however, seemed determined to prove it was no laughing matter. Headlines screamed about a humiliated star and a fragile marriage under assault. But then, conflicting stories emerged. Court watchers said the judge wasn't buying every angle of Blake's claims. Word spread that certain motions in her legal filing had been thrown out or scaled back, signaling that the lawsuit might not be as rock-solid as her team wanted the public to believe. Still, the narrative of Blake Lively bravely standing up to a comedy institution made for irresistible news, and the chatter only grew louder. The internet never misses an opportunity to dig up the past, especially when celebs are involved. Within hours of the SNL controversy going viral, fans stumbled on an old clip of Ryan Reynolds cheerfully recounting a time he'd stared, yes, openly stared, at a woman breastfeeding. Harmless anecdote or cringeworthy confession. Under normal circumstances, the story might have passed as an awkward overshare. But these weren't normal circumstances, because around the same time, Blake had publicly accused another man, James Heath, of invasive eye contact while she nursed, suggesting it made her feel deeply uncomfortable. Suddenly, fans saw a glaring double standard. If Blake finds a fleeting glance so offensive, how is Ryan's proud admission of prolonged staring just comedic fodder? The online community erupted in debates, with some accusing Blake and Ryan of hypocrisy. The couple's carefully curated image, centered on family, authenticity, and down-to-earth humor, began to crack under the scrutiny. And in the background, the lawsuit's mention of Justin Bologna's supposed desire to reconnect with Blake only added another layer of intrigue. If Blake was so outraged about a comedic jab, critics asked, why did she previously appear to shrug off or deny these rumored professional feuds? While the internet roiled with hashtags and heated discussions, Hollywood insiders took a different approach: silence, or at best, lukewarm expressions of support. Some of Blake's past co-stars offered vague "I wish her well" statements, or no-comment deflections when asked about the lawsuit. Directors who once praised her talent publicly avoided the topic. Even brand executives who had once courted Blake for endorsements seemed hesitant to attach themselves to the swirling controversy. In Tinseltown, silence can be more telling than outright condemnation. Word traveled quickly that major players were treading carefully, not wanting to get dragged into a potential PR disaster. If Blake's lawsuit turned into a messy court battle, it might overshadow any film or product she was set to promote. As for Ryan, the comedic cameo that ignited this chaos now looked like a major miscalculation. Even his longtime fans wondered if his laid-back humor was helping or hurting the situation. Ryan's approach to conflict, jokes, and more jokes suddenly felt tone-deaf in the midst of high-stakes legal drama. Now stuck between an aggrieved wife and an all-powerful media machine, Ryan Reynolds found himself on shaky ground. He'd built his brand on self-deprecating wit and a playful online presence, the kind that turned even quick commercials into viral hits. But as the SNL fiasco ballooned, that humor started to look like deflection. Instead of confronting the swirling rumors about lawsuits, exes, or questionable jokes, Ryan continued to post lighthearted updates, photos, and funny anecdotes. For the first time, some fans saw his comedic style as a shield protecting him from the reality of the scandal. Then there was the Colin Jost factor. With Jost being Scarlett Johansson's husband, many wondered if an old grudge was fueling the comedic jab. Could the SNL team have taken a subtle potshot at Ryan's rumored history with Scarlett? Ryan never clarified, and neither did Colin. But the speculation alone was enough to keep tabloids busy for days. Suddenly, the comedic cameo that once drew cheers whenever Ryan popped by Studio 8H now felt like a Trojan horse, ushering in a wave of negative attention he couldn't simply laugh off. Meanwhile, Blake Lively's brand, built on glossy red carpet appearances, upbeat interviews, and that image of the quintessential down-to-earth mom, was under serious strain. She'd always been vocal about controlling her narrative, criticizing others for PR spin while claiming to remain true to herself. Yet here she was, allegedly hiring Nick Shapiro, a high-level intelligence-linked operative, to manage her crisis. That detail alone made headlines, fueling suspicions that she was going to extraordinary lengths to hide something. What did it say about the star who once called out a colleague for using PR tactics, only to now deploy strategies that seemed even more calculated? Fans took to message boards, resurrecting every old interview or quote to examine them under a new, more skeptical light. If Blake had once been the queen of authenticity, her critics argued, this drama revealed a much more guarded, ambitious, and possibly manipulative side. Suddenly, producers who had once described her as family-friendly began offering carefully worded statements, emphasizing the complexity of the situation and the need to let legal processes unfold. Translation: we don't want to pick sides until we see how the chips fall. How did a single joke escalate into an $80 million lawsuit, a barrage of hypocrisy accusations, and a potential career crisis for Hollywood's golden couple? The simplest answer is that stardom has always balanced on a knife's edge. 1 minute, you're beloved for your witty social media posts and your picture-perfect family photos. The next, you're the butt of a late-night punchline, and that's all it takes for long-dormant rumors to resurface and for hidden resentments to explode. Legal experts say Blake Lively might face an uphill battle in court if her claims aren't backed by solid evidence. PR can spin any story, but a judge wants facts, not headlines. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds stands at a crossroads: double down on humor or adopt a more serious tone in the face of real-life consequences. As for SNL, the show has weathered countless controversies. Some think it'll remain unfazed by Blake's lawsuit, especially if the legal system decides a comedic sketch, no matter how biting, doesn't cross the line. But the bigger question is whether the public's fascination with this case signals a shift in how far celebrities will go to protect their images. If even a beloved star like Blake Lively can appear ruthless and contradictory under scrutiny, who's left to trust? From the outside looking in, Hollywood can seem like a never-ending parade of glamour and lighthearted gossip. But peel back the layers, and you'll find a place where every joke can be a weapon, every friendship has political undertones, and every star's image is maintained by a complex machine of PR experts, sometimes even intelligence operatives. Blake Lively versus Saturday Night Live might just be the tip of the iceberg. Today, it's an $80 million lawsuit over a careless punchline. Tomorrow, it could be a new scandal exposing the delicate balance between celebrity myth-making and the raw, uncomfortable truth lurking beneath. So, as the drama continues to unfold, one question lingers. Will Blake's legal battle reshape the entertainment industry's unwritten rules? Or will it simply serve as another reminder that no star, no matter how beloved, is safe from a viral wave of scrutiny? If there's one lesson to take away, it's that in the collision between comedy, reputation, and the court of public opinion, nobody emerges unscathed. Keep your eyes on this story, because the next twist might be even more revealing, and it could arrive as swiftly as a punchline on live television.